the button that I wanted to press. Just 1 second. Some people have to warm up their alerts. I have to warm up my cat and myself, you know? Streaming is fun. Streaming is fun. It's just warming up software. You never think computers have so many feelings until you start streaming. So, I think I was gonna write a bunch of letters to my girlfriend and Mathieu, who is not my girlfriend. I must enforce the idea that Mathieu is not my girlfriend. Alright, but first we're gonna read the book. Can't make much of it. Alright, we don't read Latin. Much harder than I'm used to. Let me add it. Maybe I can read something. The book is in great shape since it's been sitting in a farmer's house for so long. Let's see. Oh, here's a section about the various dedications erected in the town. That might be easier to read. Ergo simulacrum in agre ut Mars nostrum operem conspiciat. Dedication to Mars to bless a field. Serit Diana. Oh! To Mars and Diana. Locro scaturiginosus ipsa. Diana is Artemis. One part of Artemis. Diana is a part of Artemis. This one talks about Diana wetting herself. Sure. Sure. Sometimes you gotta wet yourself before you bless the fields, I guess. And go hunting. Oremus defendat oppidum. Oppidum, not oppidum. Let's pray that it will defend I forget the word in English for povo. Povo. Learn Portuguese. Sorry, Pitch, sorry. It was Diana. Let us pray so that she or she, anyone really, may bless the town. Anyone, he, she, they, someone bless this mess. Am I right? None of this makes sense, yeah. Maybe someone with better Latin than me could help me read it. The book is so big, though. It would be a lot of work. Sister Gertrude or Baltus? I think I'll ask Sister Gertrude. No, not Werner. I'd rather have 2 dictionaries than Werner. You know what? Let me read it. Let me read it. I can crack at it. Maybe. Chances are slim, they could help, but it might be worth asking about. I should finish writing my letters first. Mother Illuminata told me that Mathieu knew some of the Abbey's early history. He's the Archdeacon of Sion now. I should write to him before the snows come. I'll write to Hester too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to put on my bribing. Not bribing. Bootlicking. It is, it is. Apparently it's Mathieu. Mathieu is like my girlfriend after all. I understand that you are a busy man, but we would be most appreciative of any information you could give us. If you know any other places where we might learn about the Abbey's history, we would appreciate it. Thank you for your help and consideration. Magdalene. Esther. Please forgive me for not writing sooner. So much has happened since I last wrote. Even as my last letter was en route to you, Dad was attacked in the workshop in the swindle of the night. In the middle of the night. He survived, thank God, but his injuries are terrible. I worry about him. He's so dizzy he can't get out of bed. Some days his eyes become foggy and his memory fails him. Dr. Stoltz said he's not going to recover. It's only a matter of time before he succumbs to the injury. I don't want to believe it, but it's hard to argue with Dad's condition. I have no idea who would have wanted to attack my father or why. I wrote a note by him too. I wrote a note? Am I okay? All it said it was stop. It wasn't written from the shop because the script was written in the most elaborate hand I've ever seen. No one in Tassing has such skill in script, as far as I know. And anyway, I don't have the time to wonder about it. I've had my hands full running the workshop alone while tending to Dad. What's more, the town's council intended to cancel the mural entirely. I had a hell of a time convincing them to let me paint it instead. They made a fuss about me being too young, not experienced enough, not strong enough to be on the scaffold. You know how it is. Suppose I shouldn't have expected any better from them. Working on the mural has been a welcome distraction from the naysayers in my shores. And worrying about Dad. Utz has been coming over under the pretense of helping me prepare my paints too. Yeah, I'm afraid if I'm nice about it. Because I'm afraid if I'm nice about it, the game is gonna, like, force me to marry him. Even though I think the above sentence doesn't mean anything. But at this point, I am afraid. But what if he finds out this letter and I need his help at one junction? You know? You know what? His flirting is annoying, yeah. I'd like to have the whole mural finished by Christmas if I can. I just want to finish it in time for Dad to see it. It would mean so much to him. If Dr. Stoltz is right, I don't know how long I'll have. I hope you're faring better than we are. All my love. Magda. Translation trouble. No trouble in translating. I'm used to it. Hey, Dad. Bye, Dad. Love you, Dad. Don't die. Sister Amalie? No, 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 okay. Gossip? Can you help me? Oh, you don't know how to read. Never mind. But you have books in your... But she told me she didn't know how to read. I wonder if it's Smokey. It would be funny if it was Smokey. I wouldn't even blame him if he was the one behind all of this. Yeah, you agree? Yeah, me too. Yeah, you too. It's almost time for all these noises here. I mean, I can already hear the crickets outside. I love this time of year. I know people don't like crickets and cicadas and stuff. But I really like... And the frogs also love to sing here. But it has to be warm. Can I see? There's nothing on the wall! What paint have you been painting? There's nothing... There... Ah... I'm gonna have to wait until the end to see the mural, aren't I? By the way, what does Isenkopf mean? Kopf is from head, right? Iron Hand, yeah! I know stuff. Look at me knowing stuff. Smoky. No smoky. Yeah, white is the color. You're right. You're still here, Apollo? You've been here all day. Are you looking at the rabbit or something? If you stare much longer, I think the owl is gonna take it. They just vibing, I guess. Just having a good time. Staring at the ground. Oh, it's still here. Oh, I had forgotten about it. Can I go down? Not anymore. No ghost. I'm always waiting for ghosts. Susa! Hello, beautiful. They always leave the poor chicken outside. Poor girl. Nico is still having fun with Stolz. Maybe I shouldn't have been asked to... Can I already ask Stolz to... I can. What do you want? Hello, Dr. Stolz. I have a book here and I can't read it very well. I was wondering if you could help me translate it. Thank you. I'll move along. I can't be bothered by your lack of literacy. You know, I'm just gonna start saying this whenever anyone asks me for help with documents and stuff. I'm just gonna start saying this. I can't be bothered by your lack of literacy. Goodbye. It's not stupid and I'm not illiterate. I just can't read Latin. God damn you, I say okay, Jesus. Fuck you too. I hope you choke. Again. And this time it takes you. Oh my god, I'm stuck on the stairs. Oh my god, go down. Lenhard died for this man to run. Sister Gertrude, are you out and about for any chance? By any chance, I mean. Hey Francisco, can you read Latin? Mouse finger! Son of Mousefinger is my metal band
Kitty, what are
name.
you doing down here? Did I not see you before? Oh, you're so Portuguese.
I think that one might be German, though. I think that one might be German, but I might be wrong. You know? You never know with cats. Woot woot! Ooh! Oh, that was a waste of time. I really should stop running around, but I'm always afraid that I'll miss something. I'll get to bed. Good night. Take off my shoes. Waddle my hair. Put your feet beneath the blanket at least. You're gonna get cold feet. At this rate, it's gonna be a whole new year and we're still here. Ah, there we go. A few more letters for you. Hey, in it. Safe travels. Bye, RC. The first letter is from Reverend Mathieu. They're still together! Mistress Bukerin, I was not acquainted with your family during my years at Kirsau. Even so, I remember your father was one of the townsfolk who prevented the peasantry from burning us alive. I am not overly inclined to assist the people of Tassing within their endeavors to catalog the origins of the abbey they destroyed. However, it was a long time ago. In the interest of posterity and Christian charity, I will tell you what I recall. Sometime after the Romans left, Christians settled in the region and built Kirsau Abbey on the ruins of a fortress. The abbey was founded by a noblewoman of the Kirsau family. She was both its patron and the first abbess. Perhaps 2 centuries ago, Kirsau changed to being run by an abbot. I do not know the reason, but many other double monasteries did likewise around that time. And the reason is misogyny. Ain't that the truth? It may have been done out of fear of being shut down, as double monasteries were frowned upon by the Pope. Sadly, this is the extent of my knowledge. Your neighbors put any other records about the abbey to the torch. Sic arsit historia Kirsis. Thus burned the story of Kirsau. The history of Kirsau. While we cannot stay in the palace, I have heard that the Sisters of the Pure Clares have formed a new chapter at the abbey. I can only hope that their love of the apostolic poverty has not driven them to impoverish the shrine of Saint Moritz. Assuming they have not consigned the contents of Kirsau's former occupants to a bonfire, you might have found something there. I hope this has been of some help to you and yours. May God keep and protect you. The Most Reverend Matthew Fossiniso, Archdeacon of Sion. Now to the important part. Oh, Magdalene. I am terribly sorry to hear about your father. My parents have sent their deepest condolences. If we can't provide you anything from Prague, you need only send word. I know we are further away and it's easy to travel, and I will see what we can do, Hashem allows. Father says that he remembers no one who would want to harm your father. Yet the night I was born, he remembers great strife in town. Perhaps there is old blood over depicting the night of the revolt? That is all he could suggest. We pray for you and your father every day in our offerings. Hashem will make all things right in time. He will exact justice on the culprit. I am encouraged to hear that the town council let you continue the mural at all. The guilds here would protect your right to complete a job, especially once a contract has been reached. You give men of council too much grace. Why should you be forced to settle for their old ways of thinking? We live in a new age. An age where art and science have come together. An age where all may read the works of the great sages in their own language. Truly, when your father recovers, I urge you to come visit me in Prague. But I am glad you found some joy in your work on the mural. We are all well here. Elisha has been carving a new set of wood cuttings, and Father has agreed to a new contract with the university. I found Simond. His family didn't move far away after all. He's planning on working as a doctor in the city once the expulsion order ends. His parents have been meeting with mother and father quite often now. I gotta get to Prague. I gotta go to Prague. So I hope that I was sending good news in my next letter. No! Those are awful news, in fact. With Hashem's help. No! Please inform us of your father's condition in your next letter. Be well, Esther. you could kiss 100,000 boys. Good luck, babe. Werner was supposed to come check on that today. I wonder where he is. When Till Eulenspiegel pretended to be a doctor, at least he showed up and his patients felt better. Just showing this again for the people who don't know. What's Werner's excuse? He's a cunt. Maybe I should try and find him later. Good morning, Magdalene. Good morning, Dad. Feeling any better? Your fever broke down at dawn this morning. A little stronger. All things in time. Do you want to eat anything before I leave for the day? I'm working on the next section of the mural today. I'm not so hungry right now. I'll be alright. Your letter from the Archdeacon, yes, that's right. What did you learn from him? Absolutely nothing. Didn't have much to say. Said that the abbey was founded by a noble woman after the Romans left. Everything else burned in the fire. How unfortunate. I know the brothers kept careful records of the monastery. So much lost in one night. The Archdeacon suggests that the poor Clares might have held on to some of the records from the convent. I should be able to learn more about Hastings Christian history there. An excellent place to start, Magdalene. Sister Gertrude doesn't come out of the convent much, but I think it's worth asking her. Maybe Father Thomas knows something too. I should talk to him. If I recall correctly, the miller's wife has a long family history in Tassing. She may know something of the local history that the others have forgotten. Elsa? I thought she moved here when she was married. She doesn't have any relatives in town. Not anymore. Age, illness, and marriage took the rest of her family. You know, the third cause of death? Marriage? The Caviezel's used to live all up down this valley. All up down this valley. Oh, okay, I got it. Go talk to her, I will. Thanks, Dad. Maybe something remained in the abbey's ruins. I should... Yes! Oh, Dad, you don't even know the half of it. I've been down a mine shaft. Alright, wear a scarf too. It's getting cold. I can feel it in my bones. Don't worry, Dad. I'll see you tonight, alright? Alright, good luck. If this man doesn't get to see the fucking mural, I'm gonna throw hands. Sunday frogs. Okay. I prefer Saturday frogs, but I guess that's just me. Hey, Clara. God bless you. Do you have a moment? I wanted to ask you about casting saints. I'd like to represent them in the Rad House. I'm thrilled to hear it. The saints will make a wonderful centerpiece for the murals. Part of Tassing's history. I consider our saints to be central to Tassing's history. Kir's house, too. But, you know, there's one saint you're overlooking. Why, the blessed... Mary didn't come here. Is this a Fatima situation? Let me guess, it was a bunch of peasant kids that saw the Virgin Mary in the sun. That also happened in Portugal. In the 30s or something. I don't even know. If you ask me, it was just a bunch of kids hallucinating on being starved. But that's if you ask me, of course. There's a good pizzeria in Fatima. Yeah, why? Why did she appear here, you know? What is the message, Thomas? This is just Fatima's history. But instead of being a single farmer, it was 3 kids. And then 2 of them died soon after. You know, a good thing to happen to you after you get visions from God is to just die. She told him she wanted to tell the Bishop of Freising that she had appeared, of course. You know, you gotta go get your the higher up. You gotta go get the higher up to let him know that I'm here. Go get your manager. No shit. Seems like a reasonable response. But blessed are those who believe who have not seen. But sadly, the bishop did not believe. The peasant returned to Tassing and had another vision in the field. Maybe he should have worn a hat. Maybe the sun was getting to his head. Poor man. Oh, that's what the labyrinth is about. Do tell. Continue on, actually. That didn't happen in Portugal. There ain't no cool labyrinths here. She told him to draw on a sheet of birch and bark and bring the drawing to the Bishop of Freising. Continue. The bishop attempted to turn the peasant away, but he could see the drawing of the labyrinth in his hands. It was the same image that the bishop had seen in a dream 3 nights earlier. So Mary called the bishop in advance, and because he didn't reply, she picked up a random peasant in 2 towns over. Okay. You know, the story from Portugal is becoming more believable now, actually. He met with the peasant who told him of the 2 apparitions he had seen here in Tassing. The bishop was moved by the peasant's story and he came here to Tassing. Continue. When the bishop came, Mary appeared to both of them. The reception is better in the mountains, it seems. Unlike in real life, where reception is worse in the mountains, for Mary it's easier if you go up a bit. If they went to Everest, goddamn, the reception would have been... Zoom could never. She told the farmer that the town needed to build this church. She told the bishop to support the town. Keep going. And so the bishop helped fund the creation of the church. The people of Tassing have been using it ever since. You're not from Tassing. How did you hear this story? The people told me when I came. And the former priest told them when they were children and so on. The priest and the flock have a shared responsibility of passing on the story over the centuries. Thank you for the story, Father Thomas. Have I convinced you to include the saints prominently in the mural? I'm still considering it. Well, if deliberation fails you, perhaps you find that prayer gives you greater clarity. God bless you and your work, Magdalene. God bless you, Father Thomas. You know, at least my priest growing up would just make me fun trivia questions. Because he knows this strategy doesn't work. He knew. Sadly, he passed away. He was actually a good man. He did a lot for the town. No, the twins are gone. Good thing they didn't stand here for I don't know how many days. I hope they cleaned the pig too. They did. Not even a bone was left. Rope is still here. Is Stoll still drinking? Oh. Oh, she's gonna join the convent, right? Hey! Still so beautiful, Martha. One more moment. Alright, take your time. Oh, hello, Magdalene. Dad, look who it is. Good morning, Mr. Strukarin. Hello, Martha. Carl, how are you today? Our usual walk around town. November hasn't grown too cold yet. Dr. Schultz says Dad needs to keep using the leg or the pain will get worse. And I'm getting old. Not so old you can sit around at home telling stories. You should listen to your daughter, Carl. You young girls think you're my keeper. Is that it? I've always been your keeper, Dad. No arguments from me there. You're in a good mood today, I see. Plenty of reason to be. Tassing never ceases to be beautiful to me. Isn't the meadow a wondrous sight, even in this season? On days the Lord strengthens me. I like going a bit higher up in the mountains. I used to admire the view with Anton from there. Oh, Anton. My poor boy. It's alright, Dad. I'm sorry, Carl. It's not your fault, Magdalene. You're just a babe then. I can't. It's my fault he died. It's not, Dad. You know it's not. He shouldn't have been with me that night. He shouldn't have. I was a fool. The abbey was engulfed in flames. The heat, you wouldn't believe it, seared the hair off my eyebrows. I was bleeding. Anton tried to drag me out of the fight. Then that godforsaken Landsknecht stepped between us. I hope he burns in hell. I can't even imagine what that was like. How old were you during the revolt, Martha? 7 or so. I didn't understand what was happening. Someone brought Dad home in the middle of the night. It was dark, confusing. There was screaming outside. Mom and a couple of the men who brought Dad in were trying to patch up the wound, but it wouldn't stop bleeding. She kept shouting, "Where's Anton? Where's Anton?" There was blood on the floor. You cried so much you threw up. We couldn't get you to stop. I couldn't understand where Anton had gone. Dad tried to explain, but... Martha, my dear, enough of that. I'm so sorry. How did you go on? Did I? I don't know. Some nights I think I'm there still. The abbey is always a burning. My Helena passed not long after. I was left alone with Martha to care for. I had to keep going for Martha, and somehow my daughter grew up into a wonderful woman despite it all. I suppose that was all Elena's doing. Dad. If I'm any good, it's because of you. Thank you for telling me about the night, Carl, Martha. Time doesn't heal, Magdalene, but it does dull the ache. It's time we continue with the walk, Dad. Yes, dear. I'm feeling much more alive now. Be well, you two. Sorry, Max. Can't talk for long right now. Magdalene. Oh, of course, Magdalene. Sorry, didn't mean to be impolite. It's alright. What's keeping you so busy? You know, almost December, preparing for the festivities. It's a busy time. And Dad can do it all alone. He pretends to be strong, but I think it's of it as an act. He's growing older and sadder. I imagine he misses your mom. Yeah, I miss her too. He doesn't talk about her much anymore. I think he's ashamed. I'm not, though. She was still my mom. You're right not to be ashamed. Thanks. That means a lot. Everyone does bad things sometimes, you know? When the monks were around, they told us all about God's forgiveness. Talks about it a lot too. So that's what I try to do. Forgive. What if the bad things someone does are serious? Then I guess you need to be even stronger, like Christ. How's your mural coming along anyway? One step at a time, learning about the history of Tassing is a challenge. At least you can read well enough to learn more of the history. I'm still struggling a bit. Just keep learning, Killian. I will. Oh, I'm sorry, Magdalene. I really have to get back to work. Be well. No, he's upstairs. And the mugs are still on the floor. Hello, Magdalene. What brings you to my humble inn? I'm on my way to the Abbey. I thought it'd be helpful to explore the ruins for the mural. Ah, Curacao. It was an impressive sight in its day. A shame you never got to see it. Lots of history to be uncovered there, no doubt. You mind yourself in that place. Could collapse any day now. Don't worry, Nico. I'll be careful. I imagine it will be like an adventure from one of those fairy stories. Scrubbing over rubble, uncovering trinkets and mysteries. You remind me of my Johanna in that. She was headstrong, fierce when she needed to be. The mural's coming along fine otherwise. The more I learn, the better it gets. Good, good. Can't say I understand much about art. But we all appreciate the work you're doing. What with your dad's... Well, I won't keep you from your adventure. Then, besides, I've the inn to clean. Good luck with that. Until later, Magdalene. Let me finish checking the inn. They have big hats. Look at that hat. What a hat. Hello, you're very pretty. You're taking notes? Good talk. Oh, you're mute? Can't talk. I see. I'm Kazimierz, musician with Alexander. I'm Magdalene Druckerin. I live here in town. Do you mind if I... Oh, you can't sing, so you're sparing your voice? I used to do this as well, but it's because I would look my voice... I would lose my voice very easily. Jesus. Not because I sing. Rather not. What are you two doing in passing? Ask Alexander. Sorry. Alright. I won't take up any more of your time. Thanks. God bless you. Hello, Alexander. You have a... Are you one of the burgers? No, I am more of a meatball. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My men and I are neither refreshment. No, I just live nearby. Magdalene Druckerin. Ah, you're from the print shop we passed on the way into town. Yes, it's my father's. How much of a business for a print shop at this time of year is there? Not for a land house. Looks like the travel has all dried up. I've been checking on my almanacs and I think winter is going to come early this year. I certainly hope your almanacs are wrong. I need to get back to Würzburg soon. I am Alexander, and this is my partner, Kazimierz. Partner as in, you know? Or just, you know, business partner. You're musicians by trades, travelers by necessity. That doesn't answer my question. We just purchased a new instrument for Kazimierz in Padua. Their luthiers are extraordinary. We're heading back to Würzburg for the Christmas celebration. Oh my god. Quite an important compositions there for Meister singers. Do you have a metal band? The weather. Oh my god. I was about to say the Wetter turned rotten so quickly. I am getting Germanized. The rain has been awful and the roads through the passes have all been mud. I don't know if we'll be able to make it to the competition now. If the passes do close before we're able to move on, will they open up soon? Is March soon? I'm afraid not. Once the pass is snowed in, you're gonna be waiting for a while. I was afraid you'd say that. I suppose I should plan for us to stay here through the winter. Sorry, Kaz. Kaz from YouTube? Kaz from... I like your YouTube video. It's alright. Do the people here like music? Do they like anything, really? Have you ever been someplace where people didn't like music? Pains me to admit this, but I've certainly been places where people don't like my music. Well, with your patience and God's help, we'll endeavor to find music you and your neighbors will enjoy. I look forward to hearing it. Thank you. Until then. I wonder if they keep the loot up in the hat. I would keep my loot on my hat. Always have it handy. Never know when you need a ballad. Hey, Susa. And Thomas. Not Thomas. Paul and Andreas. Andreas is so pretty. What a pretty little boy. Magdalene. God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Anna. How are you? Oh, keeping busy. There's always plenty to do around the house. How is the mural coming? Paul mentioned your progress is quite impressive. Making steady progress. I think I'll be finished just before the new year. Oh, wonderful. I'll have to bring Andreas and Ulrika by sometime to see your progress. You won't get in your way, of course. I'm sure they'd love to learn about the process. You're all more than welcome, but watch your step. There's plaster everywhere. I've just mixed a new batch to keep the wall moist. It's hard to maintain the right texture when it's cold out. Oh, I can imagine. I had a similar problem when I helped with my mother with the bakery. Rolling dough in winter was such trouble. We had to throw out so many batches that wouldn't rise. Your discipline is admirable, Magdalene. You know, I was a real rascal back in the day. Skipped on working with my parents more times than I could count. You're so hardworking, Anna. Can I hear? That wasn't big with Jorgo. No, big Jorgo is... I don't understand this comment. Funny to consider, isn't it? I was a thief and a scoundrel. And my daughter is wearing the... one of my thieveries. Started from the cakes on my mother's table. Still hot from the oven. That's not stealing, that's just... repurposing. So it was silverware, mugs, trinkets I found around town. Ulrika's little hat even once belonged to Andreas Mahler, your father's friend. I stole it from his head. Of course, stealing is against the Lord's commandments. So my father would make me return everything if I hadn't eaten it already. Were you gonna eat the hat? And the silverware? And march me to church to pray? Father Thomas grew accustomed to seeing me more often than Sunday mornings. What changed? I grew out of the habit over time. I think I started to see why my parents were so devotion to the Lord. Stealing was my way of acting out. But when the trouble started in town, I realized my thieving wasn't doing any good. I decided I'd rather honor my father and mother as God commands. It gives me grace with Andreas and Ulrika on the hard days, and the rest of town too. I think Ulrika would be proud. Thank you, Magdalene. That means more than you know. I know, that's what I said it. I won't keep you any longer. I'm sure you have plenty of mural work to do. I'll see you later, Anna. God bless you, Magdalene. Hey, Ulrika. Hello, Mag. Magdalene, dear, what brings you up the hill? Dad was telling me your family has been in Tassing for hundreds of years. Oh, this is for the mural? It would be a pleasure to see the Muellers featured in our dad house. They've been a pillar of Tassing for generations. Though I'm afraid I only know a bit about them. And much of what I've learned, I've heard from others. Lenhart didn't care to talk about the past. I meant your family, the one you were burned to. Your family name was Caviezel, wasn't it? Oh. Not a soul in town has asked me about my family in years. I was beginning to think my neighbors had forgotten us. I am not surprised your father remembers the Caviezels. He was sweet on my sister before he met your mother. I am the last of us left now. You say it's Caviezel, not Caviezelin? I've always been called Caviezel, as were my sisters and mother, and her mother before her. My grandfather told me the Caviezels have lived in this area for hundreds of years. Perhaps even 1,000, though it seems impossible to imagine a time so long ago. Were they Romans? No, pagans, I'd assume. Yes, the original Bavarian people. Here even before the Romans. My grandfather said his grandfather told him the Caviezels resettled town after the Romans left. Built their new home right on the spot where they had been living when the Romans arrived. How do you know it's true? I heard it from my family. Do you think they would lie? I didn't mean that. I was just genuinely like asking a question. Game. I was just genuinely asking a question, game. No, I think you did, but it's alright. I didn't. I was asking a question. However, true it might not be, doesn't matter, Magda. It matters that I believe it, that it connects me to my ancestors. When I think of the ancient cathedrals driven from their land, only to find it again and become Christians, they feel nearer to me. Do you understand? It's a strange way of thinking to me. I know it doesn't feel like it, but you are so young yet. Keep your heart open to Christ, and one day you will understand. Thank you, Elsa. You've given me much to consider. God bless you, Magdalene, dear. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be a fucking dickwad. I was just legitimately asking a question. Hi, Magda. Need something? Maybe. I'm looking into the history of Tassing. Your Grandpa said he told you a lot of things about the old ways. Do you recall anything? Yes, of course. I learned a lot from Ottilia before she passed. I wish my grandfather had been around as I was growing up. Mom said he knew all sorts of things. What do you remember from her? Ottilia knew all these old chants in another language. She told me what they meant, but she couldn't, translate them, I suppose. They had to do Eperta, but also God and Saint Moritz. So where did they come from? She didn't know, but I think I figured it out after she passed. There were some people coming through the town, and I heard them speaking their language. It didn't quite sound like the words Ottilia used, but close. And they said that Saint Moritz was the patron of their home too. Really? Where were they from? Graubunden. They were Swiss. They were Swiss, Ronnie. They were Swiss. They said there was a holy spring in their town that had been blessed by Saint Moritz. He was a busy guy, that saint. I agree, moo. So if Ottilia knew their language, does that mean her family came from Graubunden? He said we all used to know the chants, the language, generations ago. I don't know. Maybe we weren't always the people here. What do you mean? You mean that borders shift and get reshaped over the years? That they're man-made things? Sorry. Maybe we came from somewhere else. Our families, I mean. People have been in Tassing since before the Ramons came. That's what I've heard. People say the mine has been here forever. But oh, I don't know. I'm just trying to make sense of things. Maybe there's no sense to be made out of it. I don't know if any of this is useful to you. Can you moo a little lower, please? I'm glad that Ursula told me all of this, but I can't imagine Father Thomas approves. Well, she's older than me. If she made it this far, I suppose she'll be fine. No, I'm just gonna say it, just in case. I should probably warn her not to be too free when she talks about the old ways. Well, I still have to decide on what to paint, so it might be. Good. Not everyone appreciates hearing about these things. I know. You should be careful, Ursula. Why? Not everyone is as open-minded as I am. I just don't want you to get in trouble. Alright. I appreciate the concern. Thank you for your help. Anytime. I'll see you later. Until then. Please, can you moo a little lower? God damn. Hey, Brigitta. Hey, Martin. God bless me. You guys could help me, probably, with the reading. Maybe not. Hey, Yuta. Hey, Hedy. Hey, Simon. Oh, you want to talk? Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Hans. Did you need something? I've seen you sneaking into the forest on occasion. What do you do there? Not sneaking, just going. I go there to meet Big York. To lift logs. So that's what the boys do, huh? They lift logs. Wink wink. Why would you do that? We lift big logs to see who's stronger. It's a contest. That's what they're calling it now, I see. How long have you been doing this? A few years. Once I grew into my frame, you know? Sure, yeah, it makes sense, yeah. There aren't many tasking who are up to the challenge other than Big York, you know? Simon's big, but he's not interested. Oh, Hans. Maybe Apollo now! Alright, who's winning so far? York, but barely. I've been gaining on him. Good, good, good. The competition to the top is hard. He's growing older and softer with his council work. So this is a thing that men do from time to time? Me and York, sure, I don't know about anyone else. You're welcome to I'll go lift some logs. Let's go. Lifting some logs with the boys. Would you happen to have any small logs? Plenty of trees in the forest. We'll find you what you need. Maybe you put some meat in those bones. Let's go. So this is what people did before lifting tires. Sure, maybe I'll drop by someday. York will get a kick out of that. You really mean it, right? I should get back to work now. Until later, Magdalene. Until then. You guys wanna go lift some logs in the forest? If you know what I mean. I don't know what I mean. Not really. I can barely lift myself, much less logs. Morning? Alright, what's going on here today? Absolutely nothing. Amazing. Oh, Magda! Hello, Christina. Did you see the froggies on Sunday? Did I see the froggies on Sunday? I think everyone's... Was that what the twins did? They filled the church with frogs? I've never seen so many together before. They put them in the tabernacle! Father Thomas was so angry, but I think it's funny. Yeah! Frog mass, frog mass. Mommy says the twins did it, and they're on an example for children who don't follow the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments don't say anything about frogs, do they? Actually, do they? Nah. No, they don't. I don't want to set a bad example. Oh, but I want to be funny. Do I be funny or do I be example? Such are the choices of growing up. Of being a grown-up, I mean. Yeah, I was thinking of one of the plagues being frogs. You know what? Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everyone thinks that way. As Anna Montana once said. Does that mean they won't get in trouble with God? Yes. You can fill the church with frogs as long as you say sorry to God afterwards. Have fun, Christina. Goodbye. The only ones they'll get in trouble is with their parents and Father Thomas. I don't think God cares about sneaking frogs into church. Yeah, God will forgive them and they won't be in trouble. Oh, good. I like them, even if the adults have to scold them. Mom scolds me sometimes too when I do something bad. That's why I listen to her and behave and say my prayers. You're a smart girl, Christina. Thanks, Magda. Mommy says so too. Have fun with the frogs in church. I wonder if Sister Amalie has a frog now. That one got into her... into her little part of the church, and now she has a frog in prison. So that's where the doctor is. You know, I'm gonna go the other way around. Just to not step on the puke, actually. Oh no, I have to go this... No, I can... Can I go from here? No, I can go this way, right? Well, I don't step on puke. I step on what? Can I pick up the coins? No, I think those are just stones. Hello, Magdalene. Come to admire well-chiseled craftsman at his best. Where? I can't see one. Ouch. I suppose I stepped into that one. Have you come to see the repairs I've been doing then? To tell the truth, this is not going as well as I'd hoped. What seems to be the issue? I assume I hit a snag either when it came to the stone or the tools or my lack of artistic skill. But it's more than that. It feels like in my head I can't see the right way. Besides, my dad wants me to help out on the farm more. I want to be there, but... Grandpa told me everything about the craft. He really wanted me to succeed. And I do enjoy the work. It's as if I can talk to the stone, you know? Not literally, but I can see how lines of tension flow through the rock. I understand how to form one thing from the other. How to create. Make something that lasts. Grandma even offered to sponsor an apprenticeship under a master stone mason. Dad will support me either way, but I feel like I'm pulled in both directions at once, you know? Agnes is offering craft a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. With the right master, he could make something out of himself. We should go. His family will be alright without him, right? If it makes you happy. When you say it, it sounds like the most reasonable way, doesn't it? But still, I can't get away from the doubts. No one can fully escape their doubt. But don't let that stop you. God, I wish I had your confidence and fortitude. Did you learn all that from Klaus? Christ, this is hard. I don't know what to do. I think you should take the apprenticeship. Yikes, I guess he's gonna be a farmer now. Enjoy that. I don't know. I like it here, and I have enough experience from Grandpa to keep going. Besides, if I'm gone, there will be no one to look after the townstone. The church's foundation is in serious condition. And who says there won't be another flood come spring? No, I think I should stay. I'll have to tell Grandma I've made up my mind soon. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So you ask someone for like life-changing advice. And you get pissy at when they give you their piece of advice because they snitched on you once. That's what just happened. That's what just happened. Oh, she told my friend that I spied on his sister. Because my friend wouldn't understand that boys are creeps sometimes, unfortunately. That's what friends are for, right? Well, work beckons. Father Thomas asked me to reinforce the walls of the church. To be honest, I'd like to reuse some stones from the ruins of the abbey, but Father Thomas forbids it. Says it's unseemly. Unseemly. Just call it his son going to waste. I don't get it. Burned ruin of an abbey, still a religious site. As is the church, so it don't only be like stones from one holy building to another. Alright, stay well. Until later, Magdalene. Till then, Croft. Well, enjoy being a farmer. Hello. I guess I gotta go help that fuck. I gotta sit and I'm not gonna step on the puke. What a life. Yeah? Garner? Poke. You're supposed to come check on my dad today. Yeah, me too. Me too. I don't have the strength to carry him home. I have to tell someone. Maybe Baltus. They're still on friendly terms. Nazio would help. Oh, Big Jorg. He's strong. He can do it. Ugh, what a mess. I'm gonna go get Baltus. Can I see my progress now? Motherfuckers! Cock blocking me from seeing my work? Wow. Actually, is there something different in this house? Nah. Hey! Can you help me with Stoltz? Hello, Baldo, do you have a moment? Only one, I'm afraid. What can I do for you? Stoltz is fucking knocked out on the road, full of puke. Can you help me out? I came across a book about... Oh, it's not even about Stoltz! It's about the book! Let's go! Fuck Stoltz. He can lay in his own puke. I was hoping you could help me read it. Oh, not today. I'm far too busy for that at the moment. Now's you and I are our hand full preparing the Christmas sale, you see? Of course, sorry to bother you. Not at all. Apologies that I couldn't be of any more help. There better be some fucking good hail. We did not have a lesson planned for today, did you? No, Baltus, this is about a different matter. I found Dr. Stoltz passed out drunk in the commons, sleeping in a ditch. Ah, I see. Becoming an increasing problem, isn't it? I shall vet Nazio and we'll carry him home safely. Thank you for letting me know, Magdalene. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ciao, Magdalene. Hello, Nazio. How are you? Ah, I am well. The winter is approaching quickly now. What is it you say here? Perched up, pinching at your nose. Caught on to our customs quickly. Yes, Baltus is a good teacher. He has explained many of your funny Bavarian sayings to me. I must admit, they are rather charming, even if the language is a bit rough on the tongue. Will you be staying in Tasting long enough to learn more of our funny sayings? I should return to Ganoa soon, but Baltus and I still have some business to conduct. It has taken longer than I anticipated to complete. His accounts are complex. I may be forced to remain here a few more weeks. Dio, who knows? Must be difficult for you to be so far from home so long. Baltas has made me the most welcome, so I'm in no particular rush. I only wish to return to Genoa before any heavy snowfall. Otherwise, my journey will take twice as long. I'll let you get back to work then. Grazie, Magdalene. Until later. At least he's not pukey anymore. Good for him. Enjoy being a farmer. Off to the convent. Off to the convent. Nope, still the same text. I wish the pointers would disappear once you've seen the text. I should talk to Sister Gertrude since she was a Benedictine nunnery Kirsau before the Corclairs arrived. She should be able to tell me about the convent's history for the mural. Yeah, that's what I was here to do. I was gonna go to the convent first. God bless me. I'll actually talk to Gertrude last. First mouse tango. Hello. Hello, sister. I have a favor to ask you. Of course, Magdalene. I'll help however I can. I have a book, the Historieta Siae, and I can't read it very well. Can you help me translate it? I'm afraid my Latin isn't as good enough to translate something like that. Its grammar structures are far too complex. I'm sorry, Magdalene. That's alright, sister. I'll have to find another way. There was one more thing, if you don't mind. It's about the rat house mural. Oh, did you need more paint? I believe I have enough gall stored away. No, thank you, sister. I have more than enough paint. I actually wanted to ask you about the history of Kirsau. I'd like to include the Abbey's founding and the history of tossing saints to the rat house mural. I wrote to the Reverend Mathieu since he lives at the Abbey, but wanted to see the place firsthand. Ah, Brother Mathieu became a reverend, did he? He was always suited to such a role. But I don't suppose that's what you came up the hill for. You're curious about the saint's history, yes? Yes, I was hoping you could show me around the convent and tell me about its history. The poor Clares don't allow outsiders within the convent, even other women. Mother Francisca wouldn't like anyone coming in for such a worldly concern. That makes my job difficult. Let me finish, Magdalene Druckerin. However, Mother Francisca always welcomes those who are considering joining the order. If a young woman sincerely considered joining the convent, she may be allowed to enter and observe the sisters. Who knows what else she may discover while contemplating the holy life, There's something about the fashion. During the convent will take some time. Would you like to go see Mother Francisca now? I have other things to do first. Okay. Can I go to the Abbey? I cannot. Let's go see the convent! I'm ready. Yes. Mother Francisca, I'd like to introduce you to Magdalene Druckerin. The printer's daughter, yes. God bless you, Magdalene. Father Thomas told us of your father's condition, and we pray for his recovery daily. Thank you, Abbess. Such is our duty to serve the Lord and the community that provides for us. Now, what is this about? Sister Gertrude, you know our holy rules. Why bring young Mistress Druckerin to me? Forgive me, Mother. Magdalene is searching for a place in the world, and is contemplating the holy life. I thought observing the sisters might aid her in her spiritual search, and she was encouraged by the idea. Right, yeah. Ah, so if you consider my offer after all, if God is calling you to the convent, I am more than willing to help you fulfill that divine cause. What brought this change on? Why are you interested in joining the poor Clares? I'm just gonna say the first one. Magdalene, you should not abdicate your worldly duties for fear of the unknown. However, I agree that working a printing shop and painting are not suitable duties for a woman. Thank God you have returned to us for help. It's no wonder you have felt so overburdened by all this. Please come. I am happy to tell you more of our order. Oh, it's like the church. Our small convent used to be part of the larger Kirsau double monastery, as I'm sure you've been told by Sister Gertrude. However, the poor Clares live far differently than the Benedictine ones that live here. We believe that it's not ours to produce and live solely on the alms of the community of Tassing as they see fit to give. Likewise, none of the sisters here own any personal property. We share this convent as a gift from the church. We believe that the Lord called us into a life of poverty and service. Does such a life appeal to you, Magdalene? I'm not entirely certain yet. I'd like to explore and look around, get a feel for the place. Magdalene, you must have not understood me. We have deliberately closed ourselves off to the world. I won't have a laywoman bothering the sisters from their duties or disturbing our rule. However, I will allow Sister Suzanne to show you our duties. Please take your time. When you have finished, please come and find me. We will discuss your decision to join. Finally, I thought she'd never finish. What? Truthfully, I'm not here to join the— You don't know her! I'm looking for reference for a mural I'm painting for the Red House. Where are we going first? The convent has many parts. The kitchen, the aquarium, the chapter house, the yard, and the world workshop. Though no one uses that old shed anymore. I'll leave you to decide where to go first. Hi, Margareta. Here, this is the kitchen. There's not anything that interesting here. Sister Marie and Sister Isabel take care of most of the kitchen duties, but everyone pitches in when needed. Hey, do you go where that goes? Do you know where that goes? I know where that goes. You don't know where that goes. I do. I know where that goes. You don't. Haha. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, sister. How goes the cooking? As well as the Lord wills it. My old fingers fumble from time to time, but it is my privilege to prepare supper for the other sisters. That's very noble of you. Just as God gave Paul a thorn in the side, so he too give me the pains of age to strengthen my faith. Such things are a blessing when compared to the pains Christ carried upon the cross. But didn't Christ die so that we don't have to suffer unnecessarily? In the next life, yes, but even Christ said he would face hardships while we live on this earth. I have chosen to find meaning and devotion to the Lord through my hardship. Thank you for sharing your perspective with me, sister. You are most welcome, child. God bless you. God bless you, child. Are you delivering something? Oh, I'm considering joining the convent, so Mother Francisca graciously allowed me to visit with you. Hallelujah. God and praise be to God. You've brought such a joy to me this day, child. I haven't actually joined yet, sister. Do you have a strong stomach? Perhaps you can help Sister Isabeau and me in the kitchens. I enjoy preparing a meal for the sisters that nourish us, but I can never bring myself to butcher the animals. Sister Isabeau has graciously taken on that task for me. We need sustenance, but I feel butchering any animal is wrong according to the rule of Saint Francis. To cause suffering to any living creature is unnecessary and evil. I'll just become vegetarians. Even if God granted an Adam and Eve dominion over the animals. The kitchen seems fairly simple. Is there anything here from the convent's founding days? No more than the structure itself, I'm afraid. Cookware needs replacing over the years. Though some nights a ghost appears to me by the cook's fire. A lost spirit trapped between heaven and hell. Sister Marie, not this again. Not the Magdalene, please. What made you think you saw a spirit, sister? The figure rose up from the very ground we stand on at vigils. Not a fortnight ago. From the grate? Dawn and dusk are the hours where the boundaries between this world and the spiritual world are the weakest. We may be the newest arrivals here, but this convent is very old. Perhaps there was something Roman underneath. Boy, you don't even know. There is something Roman underneath, alright. The spirit may seek to know the presence of God, now that it rests on holy ground. Oh, why would it come to the convent, though? Breaks my heart to think the spirit was crying out for help, trapped beyond Evan's reach. Why don't we keep going, Magdalene? It's better not to get Sister Mary too upset. Of course. God bless you, sister. God bless you, child. Sure, a ghost. That's what the kids are calling it now. Anno mortis imperatoris Federici, secondo castrum domini Cirsau igne per debator, solaturis manset dominos loca dominam sabina nada domini blah blah blah, per nostri sorores et fratres ducaret. Okay, so this was a double thing from the beginning. A double monastery from the beginning, I mean. Where we all gather for mass and liturgy. It's the oldest part of the convent. And the most drafty. Hello again, Sister Gertrude. The sisters have done some minor retouches over the years, but it has represented the abbey from the earliest days. Oh, there's the tower and the library. The cloister is still being constructed here. Yes, the tower was a Bergfried. Ah, that's why the library was such a shit. The duchy gifted it to the Benedictine order after the Holy Roman Empire grew. They had no use for it as a keep. These walls protected Tassing from the attacks of spirit and steel for generations. There's some Latin in here too, but I can't read it very well. It's just saying when the place was... Yeah, you probably want to know that. I'm sorry, but my reading of Roman numerals is shit. 1,100... 61? No, 1,261? No, 61. I think. MCCLXI. 1,261, I believe. But I might be very wrong. I've always struggled with the bigger numbers and Roman numerals. Did you, if you're in Europe and you're watching, did you also have to learn Roman numerals? We did. learned stuff in school. Let's go. Look at me learning stuff in school. Go me. I can still read it after all. Lord Kirsau's castle was destroyed by fire in the year of the death of the Emperor Frederick II, and only the tower remained. Thank you, Sister Suzanne. Yes, the first lists the Abbey's founding date. Lady Kirsau was actually the one who would suggest that the old castle would be turned into a double monastery. We added the second shortly after the revolt. Mother Illuminata thought it would be fitting, even if the sisters were not here, some of the record of what occurred would remain. Kirsau is unique, a double monastery with 2 saints, 1 male and 1 female, to guard the town and abbey. It's not odd. It's very common, actually. The saints have a long history in these lands. Many things once thought lost are very foundational to how we live. You are right, sister. This mural will be a great reference for the rat house. Then I'm glad to have help. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Sister Gertrude. Jesus Christ, I knew you were the best when I saw you. You and Margareta are amazing. Oh, this is from the other side. Here's the aquarium. Most of the Abbey's visitors come in here, but aren't allowed to enter. We aren't allowed to go into the outside world either. Like Mother Francisca said, isolation is part of our vows. Sister Gertrude once told the old Benedictine sisters used to go out into town and sometimes even talk to men! On occasion. And I'm stuck here, staring at these walls for the rest of my life. Doesn't seem like Sister Suzanne thinks much of her life here. Seemed like a boring life to her. Even so, she doesn't seem to have the passion that Sister Gertrude and the others have. It's not my place, I just met her. Sure, I'll help you. After all, there's plenty of men in Bavaria who would make good husbands. Since there may be still some reason she's supposed to stay, I don't want to overstep my bounds. You didn't always want to be a poor Clare sister? Huh? No, who would want to be a nun? My father promised me to the church as a baby, some oath we swore when my mother struggled with her pregnancy. So there I was, dropped into the poor Clares in the summer I turned 17. Nobody asked what you wanted? Why should they? The poor Clares rely on the offerings of others, even their children to subsist. My family is devoted to the church. I've only been in the convent for 2 years, but I'm trying my best. I don't mind the prayers or the hours, and I'm sure my devotion to the Lord, but this isn't what I wanted. But since when did a woman ever get what she wanted without being punished? Eve couldn't even manage it. I pray that one day it will be different. Maybe, but we certainly won't ever live to see it. Sometimes I get so jealous of Sister Gertrude, and even Sister Margareta. At least they got to see something of the outside world before they were 20. If you could do anything else, what would it be? I would have liked to go on to the big cities at least once. I would have been happy just to be a shopkeeper's wife. Thanks for listening, Magdalene. Anyway, let me show you the rest of the cloister. Lead on. I think that's it, really. That was the convent. Brr, it's colder today. There's not much in the yard that could help you, I think. Anything that was here has long been covered in weeds. All I know about this place is that the walls were added when the convent was built into the monastery. God bless you, Sister Benedicta. Sister Suzanne, God bless you. Ah, this ice is hard. Do I recognize you, Sister Benedicta? I think I've seen you in town once or twice. Yes, you'd have seen her. Sister Benedicta is one of the youngest of our sisters. Mother Francisca allows only one sister to deal with the townsfolk. Benedicta received this privilege. Burden, more like I have to run around everywhere getting all the food and doing all the chores. I'd rather be inside where it's warm. What are you doing in a convent anyway? Snooping. I'm actually... Mother Francisca said I could look around. Oh, don't let me get in the way then. Actually, Sister Benedicta, I wanted to ask you some questions. Do you like being a nun? Oh yes, I don't mind it at all. It's far quieter than at home. And I don't have to share my bed with my siblings anymore. I like to help the older sisters and I don't mind the chores. Except when it's cold like this. One more question, Sister Benedicta. Have you seen any mysterious figures or ghosts lately? Ghosts? No, everything's been normal. Recently, I haven't noticed anything odd. Is this about Sisters Marie's ghost? I think it's Mauritius myself. Oh no. So there is a ghost in the Abbey. Well, I haven't seen anything myself, but if there is a ghost, I like to think it's Mauritius. Don't tell Mother Francisca this, but I found an old book about Christian legends hidden in the workshop. It said a Roman commander named Mauritius conquered Tassing, but the colony failed. Most of the town was empty until Christian refugees found the town hidden in a valley. It was a miracle. I wonder if this is a different retelling of Saint Maud's saving Tassing. Oh, maybe. I don't remember if the book mentioned any saints. The Latin was hard to read. Anyway, when Sister Marie said she saw a ghost, I thought it must be Mauritius, trying to get us out. A Roman ghost couldn't be happy about his tower being turned into an abbey, could he? Mauritius, yeah, probably. These are all regular names. Like, our names are just regular names that changes over time. Except mine, I guess. Mine is still the same, actually. Yeah, there is a Saint Steve. What did you do with this book, sister? Oh well. I had it with me in the kitchen one day and I laid the fire poker on it. Staring chalk and horror. Sister Benedicta! I tried to fix it, but it's unreadable now. Sorry, Magdalene. suppose that's the book got some use before it was lost forever. Besides, the story gives me ideas for the Rat House mural. Thanks for telling me about the book, sister. I won't tell Mother Francisca. God bless you. Thanks, Magdalene. God bless you. They have an art studio. The workshop is covered in dust. Yes, this was the Benedictine Sisters' workshop. They used to make badges and art for the pilgrims coming to see the hand of Saint Moritz. It looks like everything was just left here after the fire. Nothing's been used in years. We can't subsist on painting, and the poor Clares don't produce goods for sale, so we have no reason to be in here. But art allows us to find beauty in life. Even Christ said that the Father clothed the lilies of the field in beauty. I agree, but that's not the rule of the poor Clares. Mother Francisca considers art a temptation into hedonism. Gonna be my Francisca. Mother Francisca doesn't let us come here unless we to put out something in storage. I've come a few times and noticed some of the brushes have gone missing. Oh, paint pots too. Huh. Think one of the sisters is secretly... I was about to say, do you think one of the sisters is sisterly painting? That was what I was about to say. Is secretly painting. Oh lord, no. We all live too close together in the convent for something like that to go unnoticed. In any case, I think it's sad to see the workshop left like this. Truthfully, Magdalene, I don't think you should join the convent, even if that's not what you are here to do anyway. Your truth talks about you, and you seem to love your art. Without it, you'd hate it here. Old parchment scrap here, different from the others. Oh, it's the Mithras symbol. Destroyed by a flood. It must be under the church then. The Mithram is under the church. Now I'm just gonna finish the convent area. Not a word I've heard before. There's something... It's under the church! The drawings are even the same style. The Mithraeum was destroyed, so I suppose it doesn't matter much for now. Valuable paint left to dry and crack on palettes. These old badges are beautiful. I hope the pilgrims who bought them love them too. Well, you've seen the entire convent. There's not much here. What do you think of it? Not without art. I understand. You've dedicated your whole life to your work. You'd struggle to give up that now. It's been so long since I've spoken to anyone from outside the convent. I'm reminded of the life I once had. Now you have me thinking about whether or not I should remain with the sisters. It's not my place! You know what? Go. Have fun. Okay. Did you read that? So, I can't convince her to leave the poor Claire's because I asked her what she wants to do with her life. If I had told her, just go, if I had think things through for her, she'd probably be okay with it. But since I asked her, what do you want to do? What is your plans if you're not here? She's like, nah, I'm not gonna go, actually. I do, though. The sisters have taken care of me. They love me. I love them. Good for you, I guess. Even if this lie wasn't my choice, they accepted me. Who knows? Maybe I will get better in time. Maybe. I'll try to help any way I can, even if it's just sneaking around the convent wall to say hello. Really? That would be wonderful. So long as no one found out. Anyway, we should return to Mother Francisca before she suspects something. I learned a lot today. Thank you for showing me around the convent. No, thank you, Magdalene. Today has been more interesting than any I can remember in the Abbey. Come, let us find Mother Francisca. She'll be waiting to hear what you thought of the place. Well, Magdalene, what is your assessment of the poor Clares? Is the good Lord calling you to a new life with us as a sister? I'm not gonna lie anymore. I see. Be careful that this mural does not become an idol for you, Magdalene. Just as Eve had a weaker will than Adam. Eve had a weaker will than Adam? Do you know what a will is? A will is not telling... is not... A will is something you want, it's not something you're told to do. A will is a want. The snake didn't say, hey, you better eat that apple or else. The snake was just like, hey, why can't you eat the apples, you know? Have you considered the apples? Why can't you eat them? And Eve was like, you're right. Why can't I eat the apples? They look kind of nice. And Adam was like, no, God said no. God said no. But my wife said for me to take a little bite, so I will. That's not a will, that's doing what you're told. First you did what God was telling you. First he did what God was telling me to do. That is to not eat the apples. Then he did what his wife was telling him to do. To eat the apple. And then he choked. And that's why men have the Adam's apple. Ta-da! I see why fewer women are drawn to the order these days. Thank you for allowing me inside. You're most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you. Ah, Magdalena, how did our little expedition go? I learned a lot from seeing the Abbey. I have a good idea of what I'll depict in the mural now. But sister, there's something I don't understand. The Abbey was so prosperous. Why didn't the monks rebuild it after the fire? What a task that would be. The chapel was beautiful. The stained glass always caught my eye in the mornings. There was a great deal of anger and sadness in tassing that night. The abbot felt the brothers and sisters were no longer welcome in tassing and moved on. In truth, the abbey's dissolution was inevitable. Kirsa was running out of money, and paid patrons. Jesus Christ, I am struggling. The riot and the fire was simply a particularly awful and painful way to end the monastery. Did anything survive the fire? Some of the buildings are intact, but all are terribly overgrown. I haven't dared to forage in the rubble. I doubt you'd find anything of help in your mural inside, other than charred wood and parchment. It might be still worth taking a look if I'm careful. I worry after you sometimes, Magdalene. I really do. Listen, I've been in worse places, Sister Gertrude, believe me. And I don't even mean Magdalene, I mean me. You are most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you. Mimi. Oh, praise the cat. Alright, everyone. Let's pet Mousefanger for good luck until more Pentiment on Saturday. Yeah. Let's save the game by going into another screen. Well, that was... I don't know. I need to learn more about the founding of Kirsau. And that illustration from the manuscript, the Mithraeum, was like the one in the main. Is it part of the history of the Abbey or of Tassing? It must be written down somewhere. If only the library hadn't burned down with the everything on it. It didn't! It didn't! I'm sure fucking Andreas got everything out. That fucking madman. Dying for the tomes. That fucking madman. You know, I would have done the same. It's fine. I would have done the same. I would die for the tomes as well. It's fine. Maybe not everything was destroyed. Maybe. Maybe baby. Maybe baby. Thank you everyone for joining me on another day of madness in Pentiment Land. And by Pentiment Land I mean Bavaria, which is an actual place on Earth. You can visit. I wonder if there's really a town called Tassing. I should look it up. We will continue this on Saturday. And I'll see you guys hopefully on Friday. So, until then, take care. Bye-bye!